Yeah, the title's right. I've talked way too much shit to not back it up with an album review, and it's time for me to do that. 2 reasons why I've decided to do this. 2. And they're both very, very good reasons, at least in my opinion. Number 1, you talk a lot of shit, but you don't have an album review. You haven't actually touched base that much on the music. Now I'm about to do that. 2, Fat Man Scoop does a guest on this album here. Yeah, Fat Man Scoop was a guy who did some work with Scooter for a little while. German happy hardcore / trans techno artist, all depending on which era that you're really listening to. He's principally known as a happy hardcore artist. Really like his stuff. So before you keyboard warrior way of, oh, he just hates all electronic music. Actually, there's a lot of it that I do like, and we're going to be mentioning some other names as the review continues. But I decided, hey, that's the reason why I should check this out. The heavens opened and everything was, right in the world until I decided to put this piece of shit on. Recess, Skrillex, 3rd album, what I would almost consider to be the first official album, considering there's 11 tracks on here as opposed to 6 or 7. This is something that feels a lot more complete. So let's first off negotiate our way through some of the guests on this album. We have the Raga Twins, we have Kill the Noise and Fat Man Scoop, we have Alvin Risk, Chance the Rapper, Diplo, the Raga Twins, and Mishka. That's the ones that I know of offhand from what I have here in my notes. I was, of course, interested in the Fat Man Scoop. Recess is the title of the track, track 2. It's actually one of the tracks that I actually find to be decent on this album. That's right, there's actually a Skrillex track or 2 that I do like. It's scary. It's fucking weird, man, but I like this because it's something that's using a lot of atmosphere to it, and the one thing that I do really, really appreciate on this track is that the one thing that I think many people dislike about Skrillex is the way in which he executes the dubstep, the way how it just sounds like, I don't know, fucking appliances having sex and then exploding at the same time. Maybe that sounds appealing to you. Maybe you wish you were one of those appliances having sex. You probably don't want to explode, but you're like, I'm exploding right now because I'm so angry. I'm exploding right now. I'm not an appliance having sex, but that doesn't mean that I'm desiring for either of them. So this is actually a decent song insofar as it's not a bad composition. And it's not something where I can say that Fat Man Scoop is the reason for that. It's not that I can say that Kill the Noise is the reason for this. This is just something where the collaboration works very well. The same is actually true somewhat for All Is Fair in Love and Bro Step, track number 1 with the Raga Twins. This is something where I would really appreciate it more, I think, if the Raga Twins didn't sound so synthetic. It's not like he's trying to turn them into Daft Punk or something like that. And there's a little bit of an annoyance factor whenever it comes to, once again, his breakdown construction or his dubstep construction, mainly because that appliance fucking idea that I just mentioned, I don't even know how else to fucking talk about it, is just something that's become such a conventional irritant that it just is hard to even listen to anymore. It just has such an unappealing sound to it overall whenever we get to this stage of the game, almost as though Skrillex was able to hone into that and give it a little bit more of a pleasant resonance whenever he first came out. Maybe it was based on the fact that it was still a budding and new idea. Either that, or it's an idea that only has a certain ability to it. It has only a certain range, a certain factor in which it's able to go. And that range and that factor has already been fucking expelled. It's already been all used up because now, anytime you hear it, it's very seldom that it has any sort of pleasant resonance to it. Now it's almost like the issue itself is being forced more so than it is being done in a very good way. Those 2 songs are the ones I can talk about. Those 2 songs are the ones I can talk about with any modicum of positivity. What you have on the remaining 9 tracks here is a smorgasbord of almost soft electronic, elevator music mixed with dubstep retardation. Chance the Rapper comes on here, and you know what? I would love to sit here and say that he tried his best, but I hated this verse. It was absolutely pathetically done. Alvin Risk, who the fuck are you? No one's gonna care. The Raga Twins are on another track, and it was awful, so I guess the Raga Twins weren't responsible for All Is Fair in Love and Bro Step being actually good. Either that or maybe they should have been synthetic. They should have been Daft Punk twins for this song too, for Raga Bomb, because it Raga sucked. Fuck that, that's also fucking dumb. Dooply ploop, what the fuck is happening now? Ease My Mind and Fire Away are only good because you're thinking to yourself, this thing is finally over. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. You might think I'm just being a dick. You might think I'm just trying to fucking rain on everybody's parade. Stranger, track number 3 after the 2 that I liked, was such a profound disappointment because it didn't keep that momentum going, because he tried to do something soft and cute and cuddly in the dubstep bro way. He's trying to be a bro, man. He loves you like a bro, man. But goddamn, is it just something that gets so tired? It's something that gets so worn. It's something that just basically gets really fucking boring. Yes, you might think that in the cluster of noise that you're hearing during a Skrillex album, that it would never get boring. There would always be something that would assault your senses. Always be something that would tailor you to what's going on around you. You would never ever have that feeling of just being like this and thinking, God damn it, when's this shit gonna end? You would think you'd do that because it's just really bad music, but instead you're doing this because you're literally getting bored to tears. Quite frankly, for what all the hype is about, this was a real disappointment just based on the fact that I was bored shitless. I was expecting something. I was expecting to be able to talk just ill about all sorts of shit. I was basically getting really excited about inventing new terminology about how to describe the epicness of this misfortune. But instead it's something where I can't do that, quite simply because I was so bored to death throughout the entire experience that my mind wasn't even functioning at all. It was lulling me to sleep like I was in a room with Lil Wayne and he gave me scissor. It was awful. So this is why I don't talk about Skrillex on an album-by-album basis. This is why they're on the lists that they're on, and this is the reason also why I won't touch another Skrillex album again on this channel, and that's a guarantee. There's only one way that I'm going to break that promise, ladies and gentlemen, and that's if the nation, collectively, as a whole, the next time it comes out, begs and pleads for me to do it. And even then, it's going to summon a lot of courage inside of me in order to be willing to do that, because let me tell you something, man. After 5 years of being pissed off, eventually you just like a nice couple month stretch where you don't have to be pissed off. I don't miss this. I really don't. You should miss this album though. And by miss it, I mean just don't buy it.